Today I want to talk to you about the golfer that's probably least represented in the golf industry and in instruction, and that is the cover golfer. A cover golfer would be a player whose elbow goes behind their back and their hand faces more downward. When they stand, their arms hang like this. And the industry tries to instruct and provide grips and scenarios that force them into an under position. And when they articulate their arm, the face ends up shutting down. So the claw is a phenomenal option for somebody who is that type of person. And quite frankly, there are a lot of people. I'd say probably 40% of the people, to maybe 50% of the people have cover tendencies and are longer in their lower arm. That type of player is in a position that their elbows get tucked and their arm wants to recruit up here, but they're always fighting this arm wanting to release the face, the elbow tucked too far under, and they never get the putter in the correct plane, and they never get their hands in the right position. We have two hypermobile joints, the shoulders and the wrists. We want to surrender the putting stroke to the dumbest joint in the whole group, and that is the elbow. It can only do one thing. If we get our hands on the putter correctly, right, and we shut our pivot down, shut our shoulders down, putting, in my opinion, is not a shoulder sport. So it's an arm-driven sport. All the great players, Tiger puts with one arm. So if we can turn this linear force and get that type of a player, the cover golfer with a longer lower arm that needs to get more vertical, right, and get the hands in the right position and shut the pivot down, now it becomes this dumb, simple joint that just does the basic motion. The elbow has to be in the right spot. So that player that has the more vertical slot, because their arm length differential is longer from the knuckle to the elbow to the humeral head, if you're over an inch, you're needing to get that lie angle more vertical. And if you're a cover golfer, it's very difficult to get your hands up on top and get the putter vertical. It feels really weird to be something like this. That's where the claw is a phenomenal option. We got to thank Chris DeMarco for showing us that, because Chris is a very steep vertical golfer and very covery. And when he did that, it opened up the door for a whole slew of people that need this technique. One of the big problems that I see when people do go to the claw, and often people say, I've tried the claw, but it didn't quite work, is because they have their left hand in an under position, and then they get the claw, and then it just breaks down, right? So if we get, the left hand has to be rotated, and this allows, by having that left hand in this position, now you can get into a more vertical slot where you can get your wrist in a flat position. And if you're a player that stands like that, that's how you want your arms to present to the putter, right? Not this. So we got 50% of the golfing population that is cover tendencies and longer lower forearms. This is an absolute godsend for them. So if we get that left hand in the right position, the right hand in a covering position, and we shut the pivot down, all we have to do is basically articulate our right arm. Keeps the face super square. The motion is on the target line for a tremendous length, rather than this archy kind of motion that a lot of people think they're supposed to do. Putting is not a shoulder sport. If we get the shoulders going, our bodies generally don't match the plane that the putter needs to swing on. Right? We stand in a position with our upper thoracic and the shoulders can't work effectively. They end up doing stuff like this. So if we shut the pivot down, right, get the hands on the putter correctly, get the wrist in the right position. I don't want to see it like this. That takes the elbow and puts it in an under position. We want the elbow at a right angle to the putter shaft, right? That's where the power source. If we're going to make a machine to push a putter, it's going to be in the same plane as the direction the putter needs to go. So if we get our left hand on the putter correct, get the right hand in the right position, get the elbow outward, right? So it's on plane to the putter shaft in the direction we're trying to move the putter. All it becomes is just a straight back and straight through motion. Very simple. We don't want to see any of this stuff, right? We want to see the putter be being pushed in a linear fashion where you almost feel the gravity of the head weight just hanging down and the handle moving forward. Very, very effective stroke. It's the solution for cover golfers with a long lower forearm that need to get more vertical. Try it. I guarantee you it'll make a difference in your game.